What happened last time? Oh yeah. We were Herlock Sholmes' reply guy. Because he can... So what skills does Herlock Sholmes have? Let me think. He can put together pieces of data, just not in the right places. Right? But I feel like we're observant enough that we could also get the data and put it in the right places, so I think we're just better. We're just built different. And we found out that, she's a ballerina who stole a little tiara. She says it's hers, or given to her or something. I don't know what that means. But I mean, steal to live. That's totally okay with me. Let me look at everything first. Prima Ballerina de Novovic Ballet. Ooh! Hi, baby! Disappears from Shanghai. This is her. What was the thing? Okay. Oh, we're trying to figure out what kind of animal is in the backpack. Or the luggage. And Sholmes is like, it's a fucking chicken, duh. And we're like, why? Why? Doesn't quite trust us yet. There's something I'd like to show her. Okay, so let's pick what to show her. Also, that's so sad, Rockley. Oh yeah, and I was like, should we show her a picture of our dead best friend? Literally, I don't know what... I guess I can ask her what this means. Miss Pavlova, would you take a look at this? I don't know. I don't know anything. Naruhodo, you're frightening the poor girl. Oh, sorry. Wasn't trying to. Shit. Okay. Let me read this. Okay, nothing to go on. The pin? Oh, there's a number here. A personal student number is engraved on the back here. If you lose your pin, they won't accept you as a Yume student at the university. You may not come in, they say. That's bad. That's really bad. That's bad. Of course, you can get a new pin made if you can just tell them your number. I've actually lost mine twice already, but I still don't know my student number by heart. I always say that to myself, I mustn't forget to write it down somewhere, but then I forget not to forget that. I think this will be important later. 901. What am I supposed to show her? Okay, hold on. Let's examine the room. Let me see. Don't touch! Huh? I will tell you what I know about last night, but please, you must not touch my things. How do you say, forbid it. Oh, sorry. As well you should be, young man. What vulgar manners you have. Poking around in a young lady's private belongings? Neither shall I allow it. Ugh, hypocrite. Okay, I guess I can't look at anything until I show her whatever it is she wants to see. I have to present her with something. The diary? This is the diary of my friend who passed away. His diary? Yes, and he wrote in it last night before he died. Something a little unusual. It reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. And then a few minutes later, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? I don't understand. It's strange, isn't it? But the ventilator he mentions joins to this cabin, you see. Oh, I think this is what I was supposed to ask her. It's up there in the wall. In other words, this cabin and the victim's cabin are connected together. Oh! Miss Pavlova? Has something occurred to you? Does the speckled band the victim mentioned mean something to you? Or the whistling sound, perhaps? No. I don't know anything. Oh. Girl, why? Uh-oh. Excuse me, Mr. Roylott. Yes, what? Oh, wow, that was very fast. Wow, she's fast. Captain would like to speak with you. You must come to Captain's quarters at once, please. Alright, I will come now. What? You must leave, now. Oh no, it's fine. Don't mind us. Yes, please don't worry yourself, Mr. Roylott. Get out! The passenger said out, or you want me to throw you out? It looks like we'll have to leave investigating this cabin until later. What a pity. So true. And so we lost our chance. Having still not managed to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin, we were unceremoniously chased out. That is to say, we were quite literally picked up and thrown into the passageway outside. Oh, I was this close to finishing it, I guess. Oh well. I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that. I wish we'd managed to find some clue as to what that speckled van might be. I didn't manage to investigate at all. And I imagine that we won't be able to for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door. He's clearly glaring at us as if to say, don't even think about it. Oh, wait a minute. What is it? Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where'd he go? Oh yes, he's completely disappeared. How? When did he do that? He slipped away as quietly as the wind, but not before ensuring the bees were securely back on my wrists. What the... Where did he go? I really wish we'd had a chance to look around in Miss Pavlova's cabin. What? Why you look like that? You want something? Hmm? Maybe. You want me to throw you out again, hmm? Oh, no, definitely not that. Next time I have to throw you out, I show you where lobsters spend winter. Understand? Understand. Maybe I should steer clear of him until he's forgotten my face. I don't think he'll ever forget your face, Naruhodo-san. Wait, I was thinking that to myself. Can you read my mind? The book on top of the table there really is huge. There's a pen with it too. Yes, I'm sure that's a ship's log. Shall we have a little look through it? I thought we looked through it already. Yeah, we did all this already. It says we didn't look at it though. Okay, now there's a check mark. class area. It's locked. I can't open it. No, well, that stands to reason. No one wants to let the murderer escape. Gosh, she gave me a very stern look when she said that. I mean, fair? I guess we'll go back to our room. First class cabin number 1. Yes, that's our cabin. Oh yeah. It's our cabin because we're gay lovers. Oh yeah, that's true. He's in there. Is he? I think. Let's check. Back. Move. Looks like they're still investigating in here. Yes, on that subject. I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga is unscathed. What do you mean unscathed? Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Naruhodo-san? Don't you remember what he said about allowing you out of this cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said he'd lay his life on the line for you. Oh, yeah. But I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He might have some new information for us. You never know. Is there anything else new here? All the books provided for passengers occupying this cabin neatly arranged on the shelf. They were all over the place when we first looked around, if you remember. Oh yes, and you tidied them up, didn't you? Why did she do that? You have to look after the ship's property. Unruly behavior in the cabins leads to damage. But it really wasn't me who knocked them over. Well, anyway, I feel much better now that they're neatly lined up. I can't relax when things are untidy. Why did you touch that? You shouldn't have. Rules of Passage, I thought we already read it, but... Say hello to my little friend. I guess this is different because we're talking about Miss Pavlova's pet. Where'd you go? Oh, sorry, I just went to the next door cabin to investigate. Why? Who gave you permission for this? Well, Seaman Hosonaga did. That new Japanese, was it? Later, I will roll him into a ball and throw him in cold room. Ugh, he's gone back to guarding the door. I hope Inspector Hosonaga doesn't find himself in too much trouble on our account. He's really gone out of his way to help us, hasn't he? When we get back to Japan, we'll have to take him for a steak at La Carnival. That could be a very long time from now, Naruhodo-san. Yeah, but like, it's still like to treat him. Jesus. These letters were written with the ink that was somehow spilled on the floor. And they spelled the Russian word for wardrobe. It does seem to be an unambiguous pointer to you, Naruhodo-san, as you were sleeping in there. But to be truly unambiguous, it should have just spelled out my name, don't you think? Well, either way, one fact remains. It's hard to imagine that Kazuma-sama would have written his last words, or word, in Russian. Which begs the question of who did write it. Uh-oh. He looks battered and bruised. So this ventilator joins to Miss Pavlova's cabin. Yes, that's right. And just a few minutes before he died, Kazuma saw something emerging from it. The speckled band, as he described it. If only Miss Pavlova had been able to shed some light on it, but she seemed as baffled as we are. Yes, I wonder if she's telling us everything, though. I'm not sure. I know most people aboard would say the same about me, but there was something about that woman that didn't sit right with me. That's where Kazuma spent his final moments writing his diary. Okay, yeah, we've read this. Believe that he's gone. Yeah. Alright, let's talk to our buddy. Oh, God, it looks worse up close. Ah, you're back. It's Vector. What happened to you? Your face is... Please, don't worry about it. They're just scratches. just a scratch. Made by Bear, maybe. When I told the captain that I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fist and then toss me overboard. What? But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing, really. It looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to. Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little about the neighboring cabin. Yes, so I understand. Oh? I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something like Herlock Sholmes. I don't think he was German, though. Ah, that explains it. Shall we compare notes, then? We can tell you what we found out. Yes, let's do it. Alright. What? Nikolina Pavlova? She's in the cabin next door? Oh, do you know who she is? Please, what self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that graceful angel? Oops, I think I upset him there. Well, that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case at least. I don't think you can rule it off just yet. Oh, how? Because angels don't go around committing crimes, do they? Oops, now I've definitely upset him. Have you heard of Charlie's Angels? Inspector, has your investigation here proved fruitful? If I'm honest, there's very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. So I'm just keeping watch here, trying not to take my eyes off the job. Oh, I see. There's one thing. Fucked up? Oh, because he told the captain that he would let us roam around and investigate. So he got beat up a little. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh, what? Yes, do tell us, Inspector, please. Just tell me. What is this new information you have, Inspector? It's this. The Burias medical officer has finished his examination of the body. I managed to obtain the report. Oh, so you stole it. Oh, Kazuma's post-mortem report. Kazuma-sama. So, what was the cause of death? Damage to the cervical vertebrae is what's written in the report. Somebody knocked out his spine? His neck was broken? Holy shit. We fucked too hard. No! Yes, it would seem so. There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury. So at first I think they were considering poison. But it turns out they found no trace of poison in his system at all. I don't know. The last case, they couldn't find a poison because they didn't know about it. So maybe there is... I don't know. Well, what weapon was used then? Nothing has been found as yet, but the fact that there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object, something that wouldn't leave a mark. Oh, I see. All the body's nerves run through the spine to the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. Did he literally slip and fall? But then who wrote the... Yeah, it would have bruised. But then who wrote the thing on the floor? Sussy. It is a possibility, and no obvious wound would be left. Poor Kazuma. I have a second copy of the report. If it might be useful, you're welcome to have it. Really? Are you sure? Yes, it's fine. I trust you. Oh, look at his little face, even though he's all beaten up and shit. After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed to you leaving this cabin in the first place, would I? Lee. Okay. Let's go read it. Victim, male, Far Eastern, time of death, sometime between 1 a.m. and a little past 2 a.m. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. Victim's neck was almost certainly broken as a result of a strong blow. Oh, okay. We literally just talked about this. I thought there would be more. No obvious external injuries. Well, can we get another post-mortem report when we dock? I would like a second opinion. Oh, Mr. Sholmes was here, was he? Yes, he seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about on the floor investigating. Then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored. Did he say anything at all? Actually, now that you mention it, yes. Just one thing, but he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish, was all he said. Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. I think he did slip and fall. But then who wrote the message on the floor? I think this mark down here. It was when he was over there, by the piece of broken glass. Do you see? Ah, perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark. Do you think? Yes, that must be it. How can Mr. Sholmes know that it's shoe polish? That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea. He licked it. What is it, Susato-san? Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue. Dark tan? A sort of dark brownish red then. What? I don't think of tan as brownish red. Is Sholmes dead too yet? No, unfortunately. He just left. We didn't even see him leave. Yes, a little like the color of red wine, but darker. I often repaired them for him. Oh, does this mean that this mark was made by the polish on Kazuma's shoes as they scuffed on the floor? The scuff mark doesn't make sense. Okay. It just looks like he was dragged there then. Or like he fainted and then was dragged over there. That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I should return to my post. My fellow crewman's eyes are boring into the back of my head. Yes, that might be for the best. Thank you. Poor Inspector. You look exhausted. Oh, no. Well... I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asogi-san. He was my responsibility. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You are his friends. The truth is, I seem to have had a heavy head ever since I woke this morning. A heavy head? That's interesting. My head's still throbbing too. Did everyone get drugged? Yeah, I know. He didn't say anything. See if there's anything else I can look at. It really is such a beautiful color, this glass. Looks like whatever it was had broken clean in two. But the other half is nowhere to be seen. And then there's a brick-colored mark, which is shoe polish, according to that great detective you seem to know all about. I suppose it must be from Kazuma-sama's shoes. Maybe. But what I'd like to know is, how can a detective be so sure that it's shoe polish and not something else? Because he's a great detective, of course. No. That's hardly a reason, is it? You saw him bumble along, and you're still simping for him? I've lost all respect for you. I guess we'll move out. Ah! Look, Naruhodo-san. Seaman Stroganoff has gone. Strong enough? The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us. Of course they still make hot hands. All these Russian names are impossible to remember. It's... Come on. It's Biff Stroganoff. Tra-la-la! Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing. Tra-la-la, lira-lira-lay. I did it the great detective way. Oh my god. It's caroling. I know that lark-like voice. Well, never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us. Kill him! Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Miss Pavlova's cabin while we can investigate. Definitely. Before that stringy knot crewman comes back. It's Stroganoff. It's Stroganoff, not stringy knot. Jeez, Naruhodo. Miss Pavlova isn't back yet. Susato-san. Oh! Where's she gone? Hey, what are you doing? Those are her private things. There's not a moment to waste, Naruhodo-san. We must investigate as quickly as we can. I suppose you're right, for Kazuma's sake. Not just for Kazuma-sama. What do you mean? It can't be long now until we arrive at port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there. Really? Oh shit. We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san. By ourselves if we have to. Yes, we will. Let's go. Okay, Oops, I thought this... Oh, here it is. Naruhodo-san, are you there? Sorry? I'm right here, yes. Why? Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home. Shut up! Believe me, I don't have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know. Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes. I was rather hoping we might find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding in there, but no such luck. Oh wait, the bag is open. Shit. She took it with her. That's where Narnia is? So true. So this ventilator connects to Kazuma's cabin next door. Yes, although what a fool a shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator to another room. Ah, maybe. It's so that if there's a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm. Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning. That is a possibility. Anyway, last night, Kazuma wrote that he saw a speckled band coming out of this ventilator. There's one of these next to the bed in Kazuma's cabin, too. Yes, it's a bell cord. I can't resist. Ding ding. She barely hesitated there, and she gave it a good tug, too. No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come. You don't want them to. We're trying to investigate in secret. Okay, someone had cut off the bell thingies for both our rooms, I guess? Ah yes, they're displayed in this cabin too. Look, the SS Buria's rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Suppose Miss Pavlova realized that she needed to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read this. Her special friend, I mean. I wonder where her friend has disappeared to now. She's probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine. I just hope Seaman Stroganoff doesn't find it and throw it overboard. Oh, yes, so do I. All the books have toppled over together. Look, every single one. You think that's a god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though. Allowed to bring a sword? I think the Japanese government was like, just let him bring it. It's important to him. It's exactly the same as a bookcase next door. In Kazuma's cabin. Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against a bookcase. I don't know. Would she really be practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company? Alright then. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over in a fit of rage. Not everything bad that happens on this ship is because of me, you know. Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight again in here, too. I don't like seeing things in disarray. Don't fucking touch it! No. No. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? I think they were all drugged, yeah. But, Susato doesn't seem like she's been drugged. So I don't know. Oh my, Miss Pavlova's case is open. It's completely empty inside, but according to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there. Yes, a friend that she had to keep secret, because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard the SS Buria. I wonder what kind of animals she had in there. And more to the point, where is it now? Makes me think it's a cat with this plate on the floor. Or a dog. I wonder what this little saucer is doing on the floor. Yes, it doesn't look like it's been dropped. More like it was put there deliberately. Ah, do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here? What? A leak? Is this ship quite safe? I'm sure that even if there's a little leak in the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship is going to sink. No. No, you're right. Of course you're right. She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she? Understandable. I don't know why he doesn't stop her. Good lord. I'm thinking it's like the cat's tail. And then the whistling is probably Pavlova trying to call it over. It would seem this teapot is empty. So the natural conclusion is that the Russians are very thirsty people. Hello? Yeah, the pss pss pss. Or, because Miss Pavlova only came into this cabin last night, she hasn't had the chance to make any tea yet. I mean, it could be either. It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I'd lay 1,000 to 1 on it. Alright. You're rather obstinate, aren't you, Naruhodo-san? You want a PS5? Well, they're making more now, so... I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket. Shall we have a little look and see what's been thrown away? Naruhodo-san. It's poor etiquette to go sifting through someone's rubbish, you know. You went through her fucking closet. Ugh, those eyes. She's looking at me like I'm a piece of rubbish now. However, these are special circumstances, I think. Exactly, we have no choice. There's hardly anything in here at all. Oh, well, that's a little disappointing. What do you think he'd be expecting to find? I'm sure he's like grasping at straws for clues. So I get it. There are just a few books on a desk. Nothing else by the looks of it. Well, Miss Pavlova only ran away from the ballet last night. She's hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all. Okay, yeah. They brought this up earlier. She ran away from the ballet last night, but we'd been at sea for like 2 weeks. So something's not adding up here. Yes, of course I'd buy you a PS5. That's true. I wonder what kind of books she likes to read. Let me see. Yes, I see. We've seen that Miss Pavlova enjoys reading. Books written in Russian. Thanks. I think I probably already knew that. It's rude to ask too much of people, Naruhodo-san. Kindly remember that. Yeah, learn Russian. I don't know what else to find. This cabin door is the same simple sort of bolted latch that our cabin door has. With the bolts drawn across, there's no way anybody could enter the cabin from outside. Yes, it's not a particularly heavy-duty bolt, is it? But still, it wouldn't slide across of its own accord, would it? No, and the door is made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the outside. I think, you know, when the book shifted, the bolt moved also. It somehow hit something. Or like tried to break the ship. No, and the door is made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the outside. And it seals up perfectly, too. To stop any seawater coming in. We couldn't use the method you told me of passing a thread through a crack around a closed door either. I seem to know a lot of tricks for opening doors. I'm starting to see why they suspect me. Yeah, I think she came from a different ship. Collision is most likely. Because the crew seemed antsy about whatever happened last night. I think they were too busy doing that to really figure out anything else. Or to keep watching anything else. Wait, is that everything here? Hold on. Susato-san hasn't said anything about feeling weird yet. Or maybe she did and I just don't remember. There's nothing else here. I guess we move. Ah! Jesus Christ. Oh, it's Mr. Sholmes, look! Wow, you never know where he's gonna turn up next, do you? Get him while his back is turned. He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself. Oh, he's the one singing. Weirdo. Tra-la-la-lira-lira-lay. I did it the great detective way. He's still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us? Or he's simply in extremely high spirits? Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when the Yard bit off more than it could chew. Scotland Yard. And through it all, when there was doubt, it's lucky Herlock was about. Excuse me? I solved it all and I stood tall. I did it the great detective way. Mr. Sholmes! Ah! What is it? You want to fight? Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing, and I was just about to reach the climactic finish. Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop, so I figured now is as good a time as any. I very nearly dropped you to the floor with one of my famous right hooks. Alright, I get the picture. Could you put those fists away? It sounds like fucking Kingdom Hearts fight music. Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you. Ah yes, that. I was immersed in the study of the ship's log, as penned by the stockily built crewman who's usually on guard here. Oh yes, the ship's log. And did you find out anything useful from it? Well, after 2 AM this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. Which means that there was nothing to report. Nothing of note happened, so... Ah ha 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 ha! You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it. Ah ha ha! Is that racist? Sorry? Your logic, my boy, is inverted. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Observe the other pages, and all shall become clear. It would seem the same crewman off stands sentry in this first-class passageway. And he has an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that in every 30 minutes? Nothing to report. Precisely. Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there is just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report. Do you mean... Yes, there were circumstances afoot last night, which led to the seaman being absent from his post. What kind of circumstances? What happened? That remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribing nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental life. Mental file. I said life. I can't read. Ship's log. Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective. Ah, you're starting to understand what my way is, I see. What makes Sholmes... Brilliance. Ah Ha ha ha. I can't tell if he's like, ooh, ouch. What is it? Are you hurt? Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning. Oh! For some reason, nothing more. Well, my friends, until our next encounter. I'll take a sip. I just took a sip, but I will take a sip. He's still singing to himself. I can hear it as he wanders off down the passageway. Ooh, stretch. I hope everyone stretches too. Something wrong, Susato-san. You seem lost in thought. It's just... well, I feel the same. Sorry? Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache! We are so right. A sort of continuous throbbing. Oh, you too? But I don't know if Kazuma even ate anything. So, because maybe he was like fully awake. Oh, it's literally very simple. Beef stroganoff. Okay, we literally took it. I feel like we should just make copies, but okay. Oops. Yeah, but like, where did they dock? If they're on the way to Hong Kong right now. Rather take the risk stealing it? I guess so. Oops, I meant to do move. Can we talk to our little friend? Bro, I have new information. Look at this. Oh, I can't even present it. Boo. I guess I have to fucking find her lock or something. Is everything here toppled? Maybe I can try to front the door to the outside. Maybe I can leave because no one's out there. Let's check. The books aren't tall because she fucking put them back up. I don't know why she did that. Or maybe he's in the room. Is there something in there I missed? Oh? Ah! What's that? Oh shit! Shut down the engines immediately. Vessel sighted 1/4 mile forward. Full stop. Hard to starboard. All hands brace for impact. What the? I think we're about to crash into another ship. If it's so loud... Okay, hold on. If it's this loud, then they should have been drugged, like, so hard. And how often do they crash to other ships? What? I can't stand. Susato-san, hold on to me. What? The end. Susato-san, are you alright? Are you injured at all? I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo-san. It looks like we avoided a collision. I think? Yes, the ship has come to a stop. Look at that. Look at the fucking lock on the door. We are all collectively so smart. Oh my goodness, what about you, Naruhodo-san? Are you hurt? No, I'm fine. Hello? Is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like Inspector Hosonaga. Is that you in there, Naruhodo-san? Unbolt the door, quickly. I think they just, like, stopped. Like, stopped really hard. Okay, I'll take a sip, no stretch. What the bolt? Look at that. The door's bolted. Oh god, I can hear my my joints creaking. Did you do that, Susato-san? No, I didn't touch it. Well, that's strange. How did... And look at all the books. They're just like they were before again. Naruhodo-san, aren't you going to open a door and let the inspector in? I'd better tidy this place up first. Do we have to? Our violent emergency stop had solved one mystery at least, in a very vivid way. But I knew that what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. I hurried around tidying up the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my heart. Why did he... Ugh, oh my god. How can you fail a Sudoku? You're so good at it. Somehow the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Susato-san took a deep breath, then gently slid back the vault. You! What are you doing in Miss Pavlova's quarters? Ah, you both look unhurt. Good. Yes, we were fine, thank you. What on earth happened? We heard something about how you were going to collide with another ship. Yes, they're still stupid expensive. Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though. Okay. Somebody did a false report then. But then how did she get on the ship? Oh, how did that happen? There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why you made an emergency stop. Everything is chaos. Passengers are screaming. Crew are running everywhere. This first-class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment. Oh, I see. Someone triggered the alarm? Does that mean that someone pressed that button outside? Ooh. Ah! You wicked intruder. Dressed all in black. You are the devil. Sorry? Me? I've been called a lot of things before, but devil is a first. You opened my traveling case. How could you? What? No, we didn't touch it. That's right, Miss Pavlova. It was already open when we came into your cabin. Inspector! Yes? Arrest this man. I know he did it. He is a criminal. It is not enough that he has killed a man. Ah, and he is stowaway as well. If Vixen promises not to steal chicken, do you believe? Hello? Ugh. Take him away. He's a trespasser as well as everything else. Stowing away, trespassing, killing. She is right, you are devil. Doesn't look good, doesn't it? There is cell below deck. Throw him in. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong. Then we give you straight to police. Wait, a cell? Please, Inspector Hosonaga, is there nothing you can do? This is a Russian vessel. I really have no jurisdiction here. After my last effort to appeal to the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options. This is terrible. This is a real crisis. I've got to find a solution. Immediately. Maybe he's up here! I just need to keep calm and focus on the task at hand, which is investigating. Don't touch my things! You want me to show you where crawfish hibernates? Hiya! Me? Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think you're doing? Wow, everyone's attacking me, and I was just starting to think she was my friend. But I was wrong. Anyone can help me out of this mess. Fucking! How did he get in here? No, let's just go to jail. What the? What are you doing up there? Mr. Sholmes? Oh, he's wearing a tiara. Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rubles feels like on one's head. Have I not told you that as a detective, it is my business to know what other people do not? This isn't mere tomfoolery, my boy. Oh, no, no. Well, why were you hanging from that hook before then? Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight of 20,000 rubles, naturally. I wish to determine if it could bend a conceited-looking hook on the wall, so full of brag and bounce. I never know whether to take this man seriously or not. Ah, you again. The great detective. Ah, Inspector. I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently. Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than the hook on the wall next time. What is your report? Speak. An urgent report from a great detective can mean but one thing. Yes. The case of the curious murder that took place last night here on this vessel. The steamship Buria. Has been solved. By me, naturally. What? Really? Yes, I've eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist. So, allow me to illuminate all your minds. For I am about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Ha! You have solved it. Even Hedgehog understands this case. We all knew who was responsible for killing Suit Boy this morning when we found criminal in wardrobe. Rippy. I know there's a guy on YouTube who does like all the hard puzzles. I can't remember what he's called. It's a stowaway, and he has handcuffs to prove it. I didn't do it! The trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. That means the culprit must be someone who was inside the cabin. I think he literally did fucking fall and die. Yes, it's what's called a locked room mystery in detective stories. Locked room. That's his point. The room was locked. Well, I can't deny that. There's no way the bolt could have been drawn across from outside the cabin. You are all quite mistaken. The cabin next door. It's not a so-called locked room at all. What? Oh yes, there's another entrance. Or maybe, hold on, or maybe somebody came in, killed him. Turn on the alarm. Bolt moved. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolted door. What other entrance? We never discovered one. Why, it gaps open-mouthed at you even as we speak. The ventilator, man. The ventilator? Gahahaha. You think this is funny? I cannot even put my arm through that hole. That's because your arms are as thick as tree trunks. You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening. So this makes it seem like it's a snake. Slithering in, biting him, got back. But I don't think Pavlova has a snake. It's not possible. Ah, but it is. And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator. Or maybe he was so surprised by the cat, he stumbled back, hit his head. Down for the count. He gets some Drano. Mr. Sholmes, do you mean? Are you referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. Looks like Speckled Band. Oh, I have no idea. Probably. Yeah, who wrote on the floor? Precisely, my dear madam. What does it mean? What is this speckled band? The answer had a particular conundrum. Isn't this very cabin? Enhance. Mr. Sholmes? What are you doing? There's a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I am ready. What I am about to expose for you all to see will shock you to your cores. Behold! Yeah. Ah! What the? Oh my god, it's a straight up snake. Okay, Kazuma saw this, freaked out, fell. And then, Pavlova was like, ah, shit, I gotta write something. Wardrobe. In Russian. Allow me to introduce you all to the band. The Speckled Band. A snake? Indubitably. Yeah, I overthought it. I thought they wouldn't make it a snake because they literally reference to it in the little prologue before this chapter. I don't think Snake would willingly choke someone out. They would only do that if they're threatened or something, right? Or if they're hungry. Why she right on the floor? To direct blame? Maybe? I don't know. Mr. Sholmes, just one thing. Pray, what troubles you? Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? It looks more stripy, wouldn't you say? Hmm? Yes, you're right. I think in this case you'd have to call it the striped band, wouldn't you? Okay, maybe it's not the snake that he saw in the ventilator. You both see and observe with distinction, however. Do you not think that is precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall? Oh my goodness, really? It's a trap? How exactly? I think perhaps it is time I explain the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready, Miss Pavlova? I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. There are two conclusions I have drawn from the facts. Number 1. Last night, your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. Ah. And number 2. That same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life. Oh. She's turned as white as a bowl of rice again. Sholmes must be right. He's hit the nail on the head. This young woman's friend killed Mr. Asogi. It looks like he can't speak with that snake hold around his head. I would advise as little movement as possible, Seaman. You wouldn't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. So everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present. His logic and reasoning spectacular. I like how you have these qualifications. Not another one. It means we have to fucking fix it. In post. It's Pavlova. Moments ago you claimed the following. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart snarls with pain. What the fuck are you talking about? Let him take credit for a minority's work. Stop. It is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected. Another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, the snake is going ham. This specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this. Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you are trying, but failing to conceal, can only be the snake's sloughed skin. Snake skin? Well, why would she put the snake skin through the fucking ventilator? Evidently after the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin. No, that's not how shedding skin works. They don't turn from speckled to striped. Hello? I don't know what you were talking about. Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared to the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake, whose markings change each time it sloughs its skin. A snake so dreadful, we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. Ooh, don't know about that. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. Ah. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. But they couldn't find poison, and if he got strangled, they would see the bruise marks on his neck. Now, if we take that as a fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Is there? Oh no, could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death conclusively. Oh wait, I don't think he has access to the post-mortem document that we have. The almost, but not quite, imperceptible puncture wounds left by the venomous fangs will seal the truth. Yes, the vestiges of the snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend. This makes no sense. There is no point feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? I'm glad I didn't see that he died. Oh my god, why would you look at that? But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt. You don't. It is telling that the victim made note of a low whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. Oh, does he think it's a fucking snake, like, hissing? That was your signal, was it not? Oh, the sound you had used to train your serpent friend. To train? Indeed, you'd put the serpent through this ventilator and wait. After a period, you'd summon it back with a whistle. You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Do you deny the snake has undergone such training? It's not true! Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed only to sink its fangs in once. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the poor young man's life. There can be no doubt, my logic is infallible. Well... Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of the speckled band. No. That's wrong. Miss Pavlova has trained her pet snake as a killing machine. There on the floor, you will observe a saucer of milk. It's a cat. The promise of food is the key to training any creature. I wasn't sure what was in the saucer. I thought it was just empty. If it's milk, then it's a cat. Incredible. You solved the mystery. What? Amazing. Your great deduction really lives up to its name. I see now why Herlock Sholmes has become such a household name. My dear man, it was nothing remarkable. As the Russians say, I could have done it with one left hand. Can I venture an opinion, Mr. Sholmes? But of course, what's on your mind? It's just about your deductions before. Some things just don't quite make sense to me. I welcome questions as to my method, and I will answer both loudly and proudly. Oh, well, good. First of all, snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family. You are well informed, madam. And reptiles, Don't drink milk. Ah. It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. So, I'm not sure it would be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward. No matter. No doubt Miss Pavlova used some other treat to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds. Shut up. Well, there's something else. Snakes have no ears. Ah. Yes, so I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal to a snake by whistling. But madam, what are the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of a flute? I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements. Yeah, I was about to say vibrations. Oh, I see. No hands, no feet, no ears? These creatures are so inept as to be practically useless. Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes. There's one other thing. You have more? Snakes use the scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat bellboard like the ones in these cabins. Then it should try harder. Okay. Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this. Roasted. I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo. You can just say he's wrong. You can say that. Oh no, you don't mean... Yes, we need to modify Mr. Sholmes' latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be. No! Okay. I had a feeling that was coming. Alright, let's give it a try. Just what I was waiting for, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, right. So cast your eyes down to your wrists again. What? You've done it again. Your handcuffs are gone. Where did they go? Fear not, I shall see they're restored after our work is done. I really wish you'd leave them off. Now, everyone, let us begin. That emote! Parallax Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular, featuring Naruhodo. Course correction. Hold it! We said this? Nothing to do with me. You cannot deceive yourself. Something with an aching heart. It does have a pained expression on her face. Maybe the cat bit her or scratched at her. Is she holding a cat? I think it is a cat toy. Yes, that's true. She looks as though Kazuma-sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind. But you're not sure Mr. Sholmes has read her quite correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression then? Let's take a moment and really look very closely at Miss Pavlova. Oh. Oh, Naruhodo-san, look! That looks like a very painful wound. Looks like a scratch made by some kind of small animal. Fairly recently, too. Well, whatever scratched her doesn't appear to be around here. Look! The picture! The picture! Oh my god. So what else am I looking for? Is the cat in her, like, coat in her hair? Maybe I have to look. Hold on. The sun is in my eyes in this room, so I'm trying to... Yeah, you gotta wash that wound out pronto. It's just this room and just this time of day. Where would the cat be if it's not the case, is the thing. It should be slinking somewhere, I think. What else is causing her pain? What else? Is it on her body or something? Left ear. Is there anything on the palm? No. Right ear. Yeah, what does she have one ear? I don't think that's what's causing her pain. I'll notice it. I'll note it though. She has such petite ears among that beautiful hair, like little pink shells. Oh, what's that? There's something attached to her ear. Ah, I expect that's what's called an earring. It's a little piece of jewelry. An earring, is it? It really is tiny. Perhaps part of it is missing. Maybe it broke off. So now all that's left is a clasp part that attaches to the ear. If that's the case, she doesn't appear to have noticed that it's broken. I guess I'll take note of it too. She has such petite ears, blah 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 blah. It's an earring! Ah, that's an earring. The crescent moon part looks as though it's made from wood. It's charming, isn't it? Women do seem to love adornments like that. In their hair, around their necks, on their fingers, and even hanging from their ears, it seems. Well, jewelry is beautiful, Naruhodo-san. Okay. Nothing else to note. Oh, I need to present it. I'm fucking stupid.
Yes!
Yes, when you recall those horrid events, that claw scratch smarts with pain. Indeed! And simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh. Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch sometime last night? Ah. When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. And when I am sad, the pain from this wound is worse. It's that very pain. Ah. What was the nature of this intruder? It was a friend? Uh-huh. Yeah, you need to clean that shit out. It seems likely that the scratch mark on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except, snakes don't have claws, do they? No, they don't. They don't even have hands or feet on which claws might grow. Well then, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? What's the true identity of this friend of hers? And whose snake is this? You should follow her gaze, Naruhodo-san. That's where we'll find the answer. It's the table. The picture!
Yes!
You were looking over at this framed photographic print, weren't you, Miss Pavlova? But let's not be distracted by the print itself. Oh no. It's a... Oh my god, I clicked the frame. I didn't examine it? Fuck you. Da 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 da. La 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 la. I hate this. I got roasted by Sholmes. I don't need this. Girl, I know. I know. Ah, look at the photograph in this frame. This must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away. She's exceptionally beautiful, isn't she? Yes, that's true, but personally, it's a little black creature she's holding that's caught my eye. Do you not know what a cat is? Oh, the bell! The bell that was cut in half. Maybe we better take a closer look at this. Little kitten! Look at the little cat Miss Pavlova's cuddling here. Oh, what a cute little kitten. It could vie with you, couldn't it, Naruhodo-san, for the blackest outfit? A black kitten. From the look of this picture, at least, Miss Pavlova seems very attached to it. But it doesn't... Okay, the speckled band is the cat toy. The cat's so cute!
Yes!
Without doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear. Oh no. The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Ah! Darka is my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind. Darka would appear to be a Russian blue. I love Russian blues. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations on the night in question. Okay, yeah. Do not fit the description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? Did you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back. If she just left it in her pocket, no one would ever have known. Oh yes, ploys like that are Mr. Sholmes' specialty. He's ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something. I don't know about that. I thought deduction was his specialty. Or maybe making me believe that was a ploy too. Anyway, I find it hard to believe that's the skin of a snake. In which case, just what is Miss Pavlova hiding behind her back? Well, it is speckled, and it is a band, but what is it? It seems to be soft and fluffy, a long piece of cloth of some sort. That looks like a handle at one end. I think it may be a cat's toy. This sort is common in the West, apparently. How is that a toy for cats? Cats like to chase a band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love that sort of play. You only need to wave it in front of them, and they pounce to catch it. Haha, that sounds positively adorable.
Yes!
Stick and dangling. Yes, the thing you are trying, but failing to conceal is, a cat's toy. Precisely, and the true nature of the now infamous speckled band. Ah. And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. Why was she waving it up there? But why? For what reason? My dear boy, there can be only one answer to that. After her feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use a speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return. Oh, okay. Gotcha. In summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Darka. Yeah. A truly troublesome feline young Darka is proving to be. She must be caged once found. What? She's just a kitten. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova. It was after I gave her food last night. That's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand and then ran up the bell cord. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator. Darka, she is so naughty. And the vent holes are so big, and they only lead to the other room, which doesn't make sense. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. Yeah. How did this young man lose his life? And who wrote the thing? That still doesn't make sense to me. What Mr. Sholmes says is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere in Kazuma-sama's body. That's right. But Mr. Sholmes seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned. He sneezed too hard, hit his head, fell. Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now. Can you take a look at this?
Yes!
In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report. Ah yes, I knew it was one or the other. His neck was... Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal, only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive that. Seaman Stroganoff isn't some immortal freak, you know. The jury is out anyway. We have on good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take that as fact, you can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death conclusively. No, because it's not clear. Kazuma died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something, or someone. Yes, that's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found, though. Presumably, Darka didn't silently creep up behind Kazuma and deal him a fatal blow. I suppose it's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly. Here we go. It could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck completely by accident. Oh yes, a bad fall could explain it. It's rather hard to believe of Kazuma-sama, though. If they were all drugged, then yes, I think the fall would have killed him. He wasn't a clumsy man. Well, we need to fix his seduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened? Would it be the mark?
Yes!
Yes, an examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. This particular mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish. He said shoe polish out loud and did not mention it in this deduction. Until now. The angle's a little wrong, yeah. Shoe polish. I think it when the ship suddenly stopped. Indeed, positively identified by a little analysis device I constructed, which I carry now as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results, the undeniable ingredients of shoe polish. And the color of the polish is a perfect match to the color of Mr. Asogi's lace leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Asogi must have caught his foot at that point on the floor and tripped. Please, no. And by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell to the floor. So he fell backward and then was pitched forward by the emergency alarm? Suffering a fatal blow to his spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant, he lost his life. No! I don't know. You don't know anything about this. Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Asogi lost his life? Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. Okay, there's something around here. What do harness boots look like? I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama merely tripped over and now he's no more? It can't be true. I refuse to accept it. I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened. But... and if this part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction is right, Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes. Where, I wonder? Let's have a good look around. The answer must be here somewhere. Motorcycle boots. I can only move. So I'm guessing it's a tiara.
Yes!
Uh-oh. I was wrong. I should have looked at it. Alright. Alright. Psychic damage. Stumble carelessly and fall to stab. It's the bell! The cat bell. I guess I'll look at it. This is a waste paper basket. Perhaps all the first-class cabins have them. But Miss Pavlova only started occupying this cabin late last night. Presumably there's not much rubbish in there yet. Oh! Oh, what's that? It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it? Yes, it is. And I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. If it looks familiar, perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you. Can I look at it? Can I present it? Okay, I hit it here. I don't think I did. Or, I probably did, but I don't remember. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that waste paper basket. Ah. There we have a fragment of some intricate glass object, it would seem. One that has a familiar air, in fact. Precisely. We found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Asogi's cabin. I think he just tripped on the cat. And as you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly. Oh no. So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Why would it be that part of this glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin? Yeah! You're well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not? I don't know, and that hushed Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence. Okay. Take it away. Oh, you're giving it to me. Yes. Evidence linking Miss Pavlova and the little glass bell. That would be...
Yes!
If you look at this photograph, you can clearly see, hanging from Darka's collar, the very glass bell in question. The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall. And the cause of that fateful stumble? Your absent feline friend, Darka. I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry. Death by tripping over a cat. That's so... sad. Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova? Tell us exactly what happened last night. It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka. So I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands. People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments. She was so fast, she disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her. And that is how you acquired the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it. Yes. And I had read the, rules on the wall. I knew that I was not allowed Darka with me. Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really. Humans too, but you know. So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, he must be sleeping. So at that point, you thought it's safe to try to lure the kitten back again. By dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator and into the adjoining cabin. Darka always loves this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her favorite toy, I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return. So the faint whistling sound Kazuma wrote about in his diary was Miss Pavlova trying to retrieve her pet. Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened. Yes, so there was nothing else I could do. I just had to wait until she had calmed down. But then... I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out, and then... Oh, it was such a dreadful bang. Then afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent. Kazuma was... From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems likely that what you'd heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping up. The SS Bury is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. if Mr. Asogi was already off bounds as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet. The combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over. What became of the kitten afterwards? In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator. Yet Darka is nowhere to be seen. I must have forgotten to log my case. And now she's disappeared again. Gracious, the cat is as insufferably restless as I am. Well, he knows something about himself at least. When I woke this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to mine had died. But I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back. Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake? You're right. Where is it? If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Pavlova, then whose is it, and where did it come from? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on board his ship? Oh, I didn't say. The snake is my friend. His name is Pirozko. Pirozko? Pirozko. What? What? The snake belongs to you? He escaped from cage when the emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I did not expect to find him in here. Yes, how did that snake get into this cabin? But animals are not permitted on board. Ha! We are at sea for 1 year. Let him have his friend. You want to be so long without Cole's friend? Without someone who understands? Couldn't you find someone a little more human who understands you better? But my dear burly fellow, a gargantuan venomous snake. Surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in. No venom. Piroshko does not have venom. He is harmless, very long but very gentle. He is adorable, like Granny. It's venomless? Yes, now he is hungry, so he is in bad mood. But once I feed him, you will see big smile. And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose? Ha! Like they say they milk chickens? Ridiculous! Who says that? Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. Piroshko eats mouses. Big, fat, round mouses. Ah. Oh, so is that what the mousetrap in the passageway out there is for? Of course. How else can I catch my friend's favorite food? Nothing says top of the food chain like the look in their eyes right now. Hold his face! It refuses to drink milk, it can't hear a whistle, it can't climb up a bell cord, and it's not even venomous. How the deuce did something so inept land a starring role? It's not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Piroshko has nothing to do with this incident. Why didn't you say anything? So that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. Yeah, but hold on. Who wrote on the floor? We didn't solve that yet. Miss Pavlova. I understand the difficult situation you've found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please remember this. A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you. What? What are you talking about, Miss Mikotova? What lies? Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events, an accident. I'm no great detective like Mr. Sholmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it. Oh, hey, Lynx! I confess, I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter. Oh. I'm only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction. What? What are we talking about now? A distraction? I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable. Ah, not again. When did he do that? Especially as they're on your wrist as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You were... Mr. Sholmes? Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours, was he not? Yes. Kazuma was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom, even. In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruhodo. Okay, I had to do it. Not you. Yes, whatever that may be. The key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. Oh boy. My friend has he been playing stupid? The truth about how you really died, about how that scene in your cabin really came to be. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo. So then, shall we begin? Yes. What we should ponder first is a victim who lost his life in a cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. Was this truly an unfortunate accident? Or was it in fact no accident at all? That is what we must establish in the first instance. But we've already established it, haven't we? If it doesn't, the cat coming in doesn't explain the books. The books and the lock. And also it's noon and I'm hungry. So I'll have to pick this back up tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching.